What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 29 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, we have been attacked, or as we left off last time, I suppose, we have been attacked by Throt the Unclean, trying to hit Roderick and the settlement garrison of the Druzhina Enclave. This is probably a decent move for Throt, especially considering that Vlad is currently moved away to try to ambush the Sarl. Anyway, last time we had a nice battle wherein we sent our zombie hordes to attack the Skaven and defeated Ikit Claw once more, with Waller Fofbach and Peter von Carstein, or whatever his current name is, but he is of the von Carstein bloodline. So that was pretty fun, and it looks like we're going to get another very fun battle right now. Obviously, this is going to be a cinematic. This is the debut of the GHOUL army. It may not be complete as yet, because it still needs quite a few things in here to round it out, but it's getting there, and hopefully this'll put it forward. Gotta get that 10% HP from defeating Throt, presuming that we win this. I mean, the Doom Flayers are gonna be tough to deal with, but, well, I think we got this.
I win.
Alrighty, here we go. I'm very excited for this one, especially because it was an unexpected battle. This means that, well, the AI thinks that it can win it, and it certainly does have an interesting army with regards to countering ours. Even the Skaven Slave Slingers are fairly decent against the Crypt Ghouls because they have no armor. They also have very low melee defense and no armor-piercing damage, or at least very low armor-piercing damage at 4, which is unfortunate because the enemies brought plenty of Storm Vermin out to play with their heavy armor. So that's a lot of Storm Vermin that we'll have to somehow kill, and essentially their entire main line is made up of those. Of course, that's what our armor-piercing Crypt Horrors are for, but we only have 2 of them on the field. Plus, the enemy Doom Flayers, of which the enemy has 2 sets, are also fairly good at mowing down lots and lots of ghouls. Now, that said, the way that we've set this up is that the enemy doesn't know where our ghouls are. Our central line is led by Roderick and is going to be our 4 units of skeleton spears, backed by the Mortis engine and our 2 corpse guards, just to spread out Vigor Mortis to as much as we can. We have the 2 units of Crypt Horrors waiting in the back in the woods here to counteract any enemy Doom Flayers or any elites that come in, like the Chieftains or possibly the Brood Horror, although we will specifically be sending our Terrorgeist because it's an anti-large monster to fight that Brood Horror, and hopefully that works out. We shall see. Also, all of our all the enemies are fresh and we're all diminished, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Anyway, the ghouls here are going to be waiting on the flanks to hit the enemies, and we also have our hurt ghouls that are going to be going after the enemy slingers that are both in the background here. Gonna go around the enemy, hit all those slingers, though it does seem that the enemy has brought actually all of their slingers over to one side here, so maybe we'll have to change that up a little bit and have all these ghouls go after them. Also, unfortunately, our allies are coming in from behind the enemy, which is not going to be so great if we can't hold the line. Alrighty, I think that's enough talking with regards to what might happen. Let's see what actually does. Skeleton Spear is going to wait patiently, and we'll see how effective this main line is at holding the enemy while the ghouls dish out their damage. Once again, the ghouls may lack armor piercing, but there's 60 melee damage in combination with their poison, or 60 weapon strength rather, in combination with their poison. It's still pretty damn solid. I mean, just to compare, the Storm Vermin, each Storm Vermin only deals 28 weapon strength on the halberdiers, and the sword and shield are only 34, so about half that of a Crypt Ghoul. And though once again, the armor piercing on the Storm Vermin with halberds is possibly quite nice. Anyway, Terrorgeist flying overhead and sighting that Brood Horror. We're also going to get a use of the Warp Lightning going down, and the Chieftain breaks through and attacks. Also, some Rad Ogres have moved in, and we have decided to move Roderick to deal with them, in addition to trying to deal with Throt here. Should be pretty interesting. Rod does have quite a lot of HP, but Throt has quite a bit more as well, and mostly outstats, that's a word I swear, Roderick, with the exception of the melee attack, at least while he's a foot ghoul king or a foot strigoi. Otherwise, it looks like the enemy is overwhelming our battle line quite quickly here. We'll see how long we can hold for. And there we go, the Terrorgeist has found its target. They're gonna try to kill that big old brood horror, while everybody else just tries to hold the line. The skeletons are definitely not going to hold long against storm vermin, so we do need to be careful. And over in the background, our ghouls, and ooh, another one of those damn warp lightnings going down. That's going to start ripping apart our skeletons quite quickly. And in fact, this one's already at half HP and dropping. The Staff of Damnation, however, does give them a massive amount of melee attack increase, so they may be able to accomplish a little bit more with that. The Crypt Horrors and Roderick have managed to make those Rat Ogres run away fairly quickly, and are now going to switch to targeting Throt, as well as the Doomflayers and that Chieftain, if we can get to it. While, as I said, over in the background, our Crypt Ghouls are all looking to kill all those Skaven slaves, and they're going to surround them. We also have additional Crypt Ghouls moving over here, and these two units will be hitting the enemy in the back while they're distracted. Although a little bit slow, the Morn Ghouls and the Crypt Ghouls will get there eventually. We just have to hope that we can hold. We've also summoned a unit of Crypt Ghouls with the unique summon ability that the Strigoi have, so the enemy are taking extra ghoul damage to the back, and that's extra poison applied to their battle line as well. Plus, as a summoned unit, it's distracting them, and thus that's not extra damage taken by other units. Alrighty, looks like Throt has moved away a little bit, getting a little bit difficult for Roderick to follow him, but honestly, he's applying armor piercing to enemy storm vermin as well as this chieftain, so I think that's still pretty valuable. The enemy brood horror is a little bit damaged, but we're moving our Terrorgeist around to get a nice breath down on one of the storm vermin, although unfortunately I found that the breaths seem to target, like, not quite the center of the enemy formations, in fact not the center of the enemy formations at all, and all the breath targets were too close to our own units, which would thus mean possible damage. Granted, it would probably be better to just use it on Throt, but, well, could still kill a few storm vermin with it. And frankly, once the storm vermin line collapses, if we can manage that, then the rest of the army won't matter, Throt included. Alrighty, Crypt Core is still hunting down those elites and trying to break those Doomflayers apart, and we've also gotten no more fire from all those Skaven slave slingers, and now it looks like they're going to be hit from various directions at once by all of our Crypt Ghouls. These two units have taken care of those Skaven slave slingers, and the rest should follow shortly. Our Morn Ghouls and the rest of our Ghouls are also about to get here and hit the enemy in the back line as well. And that's another Warp Lightning cast. You gotta love that spammable spell. And our units of ghouls are done, but once again it was a summoned unit, so not a big deal. Here come our flanking ghouls. This is a real unit, not a summoned one, and then the Morn Ghouls coming in together with them. I like the idea of using the Morn Ghouls together with the ghouls, especially since they can both stalk and they don't run at significantly different speeds. Since the Crypt Horrors don't have stalk, they can be part of the main line while the Morn Ghouls will work on the flanking and the hitting the enemy in the back. A very nice job. And at least the Morn Ghouls look happy about all this. We're ripping those poor storm vermin apart. I'm so happy that we can get Morn Ghouls in the Vampire Count's armies now. It's yeah, I'm not gonna start ranting again, but it's lovely. Let's see, Throt looks in pretty good health, but our Terrorgeist has once again found that Brood Horror, which is very badly beat up now. There's still a massive amount of Storm Vermin over on this side, but, well, not much we can do about it. Over here, looks like all the Skaven Slave Slingers are running away or routing, and our allies have come in to help out with the, with those, though we don't appear to need it. Balance of power has shifted in our favor, and the enemy troop count has not quite dropped by half, but at least getting there, about 60%. A little bit more damage and we'll get there. Keep it up, Terrorgeist. Kill that Brood Horror. It's nice that we have the Terrorgeist to act as an anti-large specialist, because we clearly needed it in this particular army. Although, we need armor piercing even more right now, because otherwise all of these damn storm vermin are just going to hold. Fortunately, it looks like the center of the enemy line has collapsed completely. Our Crypt Ghouls as well as our Morn Ghouls are able to move out to the various sides and completely surround the enemy, or maybe not completely, but as much as they can. It will be completely once all the ghouls that were killing the Skaven slaves are done with what they were doing. Roderick's still at full HP, still fighting, still trying to hunt down chieftains and all of that, though our corpse carts have started to take some damage. This one's actually at half HP, and we will have to be careful with it. Back to Terrorgeist versus Brute Horror. Although that should be very much in our favor. And there we go. Here come the additional ghouls now that they're done with those Skaven slave slingers. And beautiful. Obviously not going to be much damage to the Storm Vermin, because once again of the lack of armor piercing, but we'll have our main bigger units, our elites, dish out the damage. There we go. The Crypt Cores are in, the Mortis Engine is in, and it looks like they're all in Scurry Away, and perhaps the enemy army is nearly ready for collapse. The Storm Vermin are still holding, but the Brood Core is basically dead. Throt's still fighting at 75% HP, while Rod is killing Doom Flayers with a Spirit Leech. There were a few invocations of the Hex that went down, but they primarily hit enemy... or not enemy, they primarily hit our spearmen, mostly to have them hold the line a little bit longer. Ah, damn, I was hoping to get that Brood Horror dead, but it's okay. There we go, it looks like these guys are nearly done for on this flank. The Morgulls are also now trying to fight Throt. There was a little bit of spillover from some Halberdiers, which obviously being anti-large, a little bit unfortunate. I'm willing to bet that the Mortis Engine did a ton of damage here. Possibly an excuse to get a second one in this army, and just to dish out extra damage, and it looks like the collapse of the army is now total. There we go. Not too bad at all, actually. I have no idea how many troops we actually lost. It was probably a not insignificant amount, as the spearmen all basically died, but otherwise, we certainly pulled it off. There we go, and not only that, but we pulled it off without any help from our useless little ally here. Really unfortunate that they came in to reinforce from behind, because we then couldn't use them as fodder. Fodder for our fodder. Pre-fodder, as it were. Anyway, let's speed this up. We're going to try to chase off as many things as we can, but not to... wait. Yeah, we don't want to kill Throt, do we? We want to keep him alive, so we're going to chase everything but Throt, and I think that he'll have run away here. We also don't have quite the chasing capability in this army that we do, for example, on Vlad's army with his massive amount of flyers, cav, generally fast-moving vampires, and black coach, pretty much everything in Vlad's army, really, at this point. But anyway, a close victory and a great proper debut for Rod. I mean, insofar as we don't count the Zavastra fights. Also, wait, he already defeated... Did he already defeat Throt? I think he did in the attack on Zavastra, but still. Alrighty, there we go. Throt is defeated, and we got that defeat trait. Lovely, and it was a pretty darn fun battle. Our ghouls did very well, surprisingly, and only surprisingly by virtue of the fact that they didn't take all that much damage. In fact, they took like no damage whatsoever. The skeleton spears held the line quite admirably, and it is making me think that maybe this army will want a small core of Graveguard to take the brunt of the enemy attack and take damage in the way that the skeleton spears did, because obviously they're going to be a lot more tanky than the ghouls, who are much more happy to run around in stock and then hit the enemy from the back and from the side, damage dealers as they are. Now, let's get that Gleaming Pennant on you. We did lose an Unholy Lodestone cart, but honestly, it's not much of a loss, and they're pretty easy to raise, and a single unit of spears, so, everything but ghouls, ironically. And yeah, the Terrorgeist did quite well as well, hunting down that Brood Horror there, doing damage to some of those Doom Flayers, and generally and being a menace that wasn't killed. Roderick was an absolute rock and took no damage whatsoever, though he dueled Throt a little bit, and then a Chieftain, and then went in on the attack. A little bit took took a little bit too long to get the Mourngulls into battle, but otherwise, happy. We are going to... Well, we do still suffer attrition here, so I think, regardless of the fact that it's an okay amount of money, we're going to replenish a bit. And on the bright side, this means Throt is alive, which means Vlad might be able to kill him this turn, which gives us the defeat trait on both of the lords that we're looking for it, which would make me very happy. Arguelon has decided to end their non-aggression pact with you. Okay, well that's a little bit unfortunate if they attack us. You want us to join war against the Bloody Hands. We will eventually, but right now we're busy with several things, so we'll deal with that later. And disappointing about Durthu, but whatever. Non-aggression pact with Osla. No, buddy, no, we're going to attack you later. And Vidrioth, you have also... Oh, huh. It looks like the Wood Elves are planning something, and it is interesting that they're moving together. Well, I suppose if we have to burn them out of their forest, we will have to burn them out. I was liking the fact that they were holding ground here, but if they no longer like us, why? You don't seem to like our treaties with the followers of Nagash a little bit, but nothing crazy. It seems like a considerable reduction in attitude, but well, whatever. It was always going to happen. Oh, one of our level 19 tech thief got wounded? Well, that's just rude. Waller, you can keep your barded nightmare. Poor tech thief. And he was actually doing his job for once. Now, several things. First of all, Peter, you could attack Metabel here, but perhaps we let him take Karakazor. I'm actually shocked that he's sieging. Yeah, you know what? Stay where you are. Let's see what the dwarfs are doing. In fact, they're not doing anything. Oh, Mash One Finger. You might be moving to Carrick Dromar. Fortunately, everything but Grenstad. Grenstad's in danger. Well, we should upgrade Averheim. No, you know what? Averheim can defend itself. Let's upgrade this. I guess if Mash comes here, and it looks like he is moving past this territory, he will go for our one single unwalled settlement. But, well, we can raise zombies to deal with him. Now, it also seems that you're close enough for Bathilda to fight. Oh, this is going to be a very nice battle-heavy episode. But let's do our admin first, and then we'll get to the battles after. First of all, Throg. Is Vlad able to reach you now? He is, though I guess it depends on whether you run. Considering that Vlad is kind of hurt right now, might be able to. You can raise more ghouls and another crypt horror. That's lovely. You know, I'm actually tempted to put a mortis engine in here rather than another corpse cart. A second mortis engine. Because the line needs to be held. Well, either way, there's no doubt that we're getting a crypt horror in here. Let's see, back to raise dead. We're okay with ghouls, though I'm tempted to join these two together and just re-raise a few ghouls. You know what, I know that they had got veterancy, but I'd rather not worry so much about. They're only ghouls after all, and also we might need room from them otherwise. How many of these can we raise? Plenty. 4. So all of them if we choose to replace them. And we can get another unholy lodestone. Yeah, you know what? I like this idea. Let's get the second corpse cart in here with the second mortis engine, although... No, you know what? Wait, we don't need the second corpse cart now that I think about it. We would need it if it was a necromancer, but like this I think is fine. And then we'll have a single necromancer to replace this unholy lodestone. Then... I guess we replace these 3 with more, so let's recruit these. Like so, and this will keep this army nice and healthy. You guys can all join into one unit, and then... Honestly, probably not even needed. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have room for one more, which will be our... you know, I could have kept that skeleton spear. Which will be our... Necro. I'm just trying to think, how many crypt cores do we need in here? Probably something around 6. 6 ghouls, 6 crypt cores, a couple terrorgeists, or a couple Mourngulls, a couple terrorgeists, a couple mortis engines, and then that'll be the army. Yeah, the Mourngulls... are pretty much the only thing. I mean, they're not anti-cav technically, but we can use them for that purpose, especially when combined with a single unit of ghouls to apply the poison. They'll apply the armor piercing, and we can send a crypt core unit in as well. Though I feel like we gotta get at least 3 Graveguard in here, because yeah, this seems like a good idea. Anyway, you have the defeat trait, yes? Just to double check. Wait, what? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay, good. That had me worried for a second. Let's get another Crypt Ghoul in here for now. The Necromancer's too far away, right? Yeah, you're too far, buddy. Get another Crypt Ghoul in here. In fact, all of you combine... Okay, what? Why can't you be merged? Okay, you all merge. And then you all merge. And then you get deleted. And then 2 more Crypt Ghouls. There we go, perfect. Keep the armor at full health just by erasing dead. And yeah, it's costing us money, but once again, I don't think it's a big deal. Now the question is, how we deal with this. I feel like we have to manually attack Throt here, mostly so that Vlad and Co can heal themselves. And then immediately after move in to attack Throg, and then proceed to the Tower of Crack. One of the problems is we still have to guard the Druzhina Enclave, and Serena Katrin is moving in, and she's at war with these guys as well. I'd love to send Roderick to fight her. I mean, I suppose we could move Roderick to Fort Ostrosk, and she might attack him. And we could use him to take Prague? Honestly, if anything, we need another small army here. I'm almost tempted to raise a Master Necro, and just get him a pile of zombies, and then just keep him in... Well, and again, I was about to say near Zoyshank, but it's not our territory, which is the problem. Well, you know what? Either way, we gotta start with Vlad. You're gonna attack Throt to get that defeat trait. And we're going to fight this manually, just to get a bunch of heals on everybody. Keep ourselves at full HP, especially, once again, because we're suffering due to attrition. And this is kind of what's making me think it might be valuable to get Vlad the anti-attrition trait in his army, especially if he spends a lot of time north. Like, this is really hurting us. We'll see. Okay, let's get you guys back. In fact, the entire army can be back here. Let's get the single target entity start deployment, please. All of you single target entities together. You're the only ones that are gonna fight, because you're the only ones that can heal. Group up.
Vlad von Carstein.
Everybody else can hide. I mean, I suppose if we wanted to, we could send the Vargeists in, but there's no need against this particular army. Like so. Ooh, you know what? No, all of you get away. I'm wary of Howling Warp Gale. There we go. Alrighty, that looks good to me. You guys start battle and speed it up a little bit. And just stay near the Mortis Engine. This will heal everybody up. They're all gonna heal. We don't even need to cast anything. And yeah, this is gonna be kind of annoying, but you know what? You guys can group up and then very slowly move towards the enemy. And freaking clan rat. Okay, you know what? Just attack them. And there we go. They've routed. Keep moving. And they'll just keep summoning these. Alright, fine. Keep fighting them until you're at full HP. The Mortis Engine is getting there. And you are good now. Oh, looks like the enemy army got annoyed. Wasn't that just swell? The rest of you attack. Do they still have their caster? No, they just have Throt. He has Creature Killer Remoldered. He has Scurry Away. And he's fine. Not a big deal. Alright, all of you attack this together. Or attack Throt if you can. And we'll just spam debuffs shortly. Gotta watch out for our Necro, though, because he's all alone now. And watch him get attacked by that Brute Horde. You know what? Ray is dead. Just to distract enemies. And then Vlad, buff everybody up with Undeath Resurgent, and then I guess we can get magics out here as well. And let's buff you up. Let's go for that Black Periapt to you as well. Let's get that Rod. Good. And you, Overcaster, spell right there. One of our black coaches is hurt. Throt is done for. And now it's just a matter of chasing everybody. And you know what, wait, no, you know what? Everybody just attack everything, and now it's time to send the Flyers and the Doggos and the Knights. They need to chase. The army will break in a few seconds. Go after that Brute Horror. There we go. And doggos, after those clan rats, you other doggos. Wait, nah, I should have done that the other way around, but oh well. Go this way, you three this way. Blood Knights this way, thank you. Oh, they're still fighting. Look at our little corpse card. The slowest unit giving chase. Alright, Dire Pack. Or Blood Knights, anybody. Kill this brood horror. Everybody else chase. You know what, we should probably send the Dire Pack to chase. Okay, never mind. The battle is over. Down you all go, and everybody chase everybody.
Very well. To war!
I'll speed this up in a couple seconds. I just want to make sure that everybody attacks everybody. Okay, you guys good? You guys move. And anybody else need to... Well, yeah, keep chasing those storm vermin. He goes after this. Dire Pack, try to chase down that chieftain, for example. Bats out here. Wow, the bats are very badly hurt. Very badly hurt. I should tell them to attack somebody else. Alright, Vlad, you're also very slow, but that is the nature. And what you gotta do, attack that clan rat. How's that chieftain? Should be dead shortly. You know what, I should have probably sent a vamp to kill it. Actually, because this army ran away, will it still survive? I guess this is a new turn, though. So I'm not entirely sure. Alright, you're good. Chieftain should be dead to the Dire Pack shortly, and black coaches, chase. Well, even if the army is alive after this, there won't be much left of it. A unit has been wiped out. Oh, that's just the zombies, and now we're at max speed. Just kill whatever you guys can reach. Looks good to me. Everybody's at full health, or at least the units that can heal are. And this is another reason that it would, in theory, be better to just get all single-entity Death Star, as then attrition wouldn't matter at all. So just replace the Blood Knights with Vargeists, or Vargulfs and Terrorgeists, and the same thing goes for the Air Force. I don't want to do that, however, mostly because of the flavor, and it would be a little bit boring. Otherwise, I would. Hence the need to potentially go for the anti-attrition ability, because once again it wouldn't matter for the single entities. Oh man, over the next few episodes, considering how much war is now occurring, we're gonna get so many good battles. I'm loving it. Alrighty, let's see. You are going to go for healing here. Yeah, money's good, but we need the healing right now. And then, I sorely wish I... Yes, there's the 10% hit points. Vlad, you are now at 6k. And Rod, I didn't level you up, or did I? You're at 5.7k. You'll move up to 8.5 with Terrorgeist. And probably over 10 with Bestial Monstrosity. And let's get you Children of the Night. Ooh, wait, you got 3 points. You can go straight to Ghoul King of Ashuran. Nah, fine. Might as well make you unkillable immediately. And we'll go Children of the Night after. So this gives you 7,000 points. Then Curse of the Revenant will double up and give you another 404 apiece. And then we get that Terrorgeist. Yeah, that'll put us over 10k. Lovely. I'm very happy with Rod right now, minus the fact that he still has Dark Majesty, but whatever. We also gotta level up Command of the Unliving so he can summon Crypt Horrors on the field rather than ghouls. Now, what I was saying was I wish I knew... Oh, what? Wait. We... Huh. There's only Skaven corruption in Fortress Strosk. Zoishank is Chaos Corrupt, but we can heal here. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. I wasn't aware of that. And now would Throg run? Well, he would definitely run if we attacked him with 2 armies. I'm thinking what we'll want to do is we'll want to have Roderick kill Hama Thanefrost here. Possibly we will abandon Zoishank. Have you, Roderick, move to Fort Ostrosk to defend it from Serena Catherine, while Vlad goes north to kill Throg, and then all of this. We still need to deal with the rest of this nonsense, but, well, we can't really do it without another army. Maybe we just raise a skeleton army just full of garbage to take Castle Alexandrinoff and then hold ground while these two deal with all of this. There's a lot of stuff going on. Anyway, let us quickly do a little bit of admin work, and then we'll send Vlad to fight Throg, although once again there's no guarantee that we will fight him, and then I guess we'll save Batilda versus this for next episode, mostly because, well, let's face it, we're going to be fighting up here every episode, so let's spread it out, you know? so that there isn't an episode where we're just fighting up north. I do, however, want to double check what's going on. Ah, damn you. Okay, that didn't work. Alright, fine. Screw it, Rudy. You're coming back here, then. If they don't want to play, we'll move out in ambush. Do have to watch out for Aranessa going into March stance and attacking us. Let's put you... Let's say here. Wait, 65. Is there any increase? Wait, there's a 90% ambush right here. Likelihood of them doing that? Probably not. They'll probably bypass you, but who knows? Ambush right there. In theory, Aranessa could March stance, but we could also decline the attack. We just move back slightly if it happens. If we even want to or need to, which I'm not 100% about. Alrighty, so that's you. Assassin. You won't need to block this because Bathilda can chase him down and kill him, so we'll figure out what to do with you after. Roderick Zubissendorf, you have a Doom Engineer to kill. So start with that. It's not a super high chance, but you can give it a try. Failure, damn. Well, stay here and keep at it, buddy. Peter, I think we want you to stay here and stay in ambush. Wait, trespassing will have diplomatic consequences because this is allied territory. Okay, fine. Oh, they probably don't like the trespasses. Whose territory is this? Bloody Hands. Yeah, because the thing is, I wanted to take out the Skaven army, but it would mean to continue to trespass, and you're not giving us that military access. At least it's unlikely. Also, Durthu, can you give us that non-aggression pack back? Wow. Not super likely, eh? What about for the Bloody Hands attack? No, not even then. If we could somehow maneuver Talzin into a defensive alliance, or we could try to force Durthu and Talzin to fight each other. If Durthu decides to declare war on us, together with Vidrioth and probably Torgavan, because they really don't like us. Yeah, they all don't like the trespasses against Talzin. Okay, we need to get Peter out. Just to stop trespassing for now. You know what? Go here and start raiding this territory. They're gonna declare war on us anyway. And by they, I mean the Bloody Hands. How much is this worth? 236, basically nothing, but hey, it's free XP, and you're out of the trespass territory. Okay, that's you. We got the ambush going, and Assassin, since you don't need to block the army, can you perhaps wound a hero? Ah, yes. We have a Runesmith and another Runesmith. I'd rather go for the 100% chance. Critical success, very nice. Though they'd all be dead soon, just to ease the battle a little bit. And that's what the Assassin does after all. Stimulate growth, I guess. And yeah, we definitely need to get some Banshees into Rudy's army. I remember, guys, I remember. It'll happen. And we just need to build the buildings. And clearly we're a little bit busy with the war for now. Tech Thief, you can move back to Black Iron Mine or you can go for Black Crag. Doesn't really matter what you do. I do want to check what Imric likes, though. You don't care... Oh, you actually condemn the war with Karazakarak and Karak Azul. You like Karazakarak. We're still somewhat positive, but it may be beneficial to actually... eventually pay to join the war against the Darklands Orcs. I think the Darklands Orcs are quite weak, so it might be preferable to do that for the non-aggression pack. Their strength rank is 60, and yeah, they can jump over stuff, but I'm not really concerned about them. Like, they need 2 stacks at least to take Silver Pinnacle. We do need walls up at Karakungor and Karakarasiak, but we can build that over the next few turns. Yeah, you know what, let's save up a little bit of cash and we'll try to do that with Imric. Maybe... Ooh. Actually, now I'm thinking we want to do that right now, or as soon as possible. -7. How much money does he want for this? It's still rising, but every single attack against Karazakarak is going to make it more negative. And same with Karak Azul, so we have to ignore them. I'd prefer not to fight Imric, but if we have to, we have to. Let's move you to Black Iron Mine for now. He'd prefer us annoying Clan Moors, after all. And then you can steel tech at Karak Azul as well. Not the faction, the location. Success for both of you. Lovely. And you got steel tech research increased. Alright, good. And then you can keep this up for several turns. 4 turns, you're good. You are, well, maybe at least 1 more turn. Also, we've nearly got our unliving siege engines, which will help, but gotta get those Enshrine Ancient Lords. Attrition minus 30%. Really, really looking to need that right now. Alrighty, I'm sure there's more admin left, but you know what? Let's get this fight going with Throg, if he's willing. He better be. Do we want to level anybody up? How many levels have you gotten since we last did anything with you? Nothing crazy. You can get your Van Hell's Dance Macabre and your Wind of Death started. And Emmanuel, Madeline... None of you can use anything new because we still lack items, unfortunately, somehow. You, however, can start moving towards Dark Benediction. We probably don't need the Fate of Biuna or the Purple Sun as yet, because we have better spells available to us anyway. But you do probably want to be casting Soul Blight occasionally, so let's get you Earthling and Tenacity for now. Alrighty, and then the rest of you I think are fine. You can have Master Strike there, Isabella. And everything else is great. You know what, you can get Grave Ward as well. Actually, wait, how many points do you have? You probably, well, you won't have enough to go through your blue line, but you don't need to. You have enough points to go through everything else, so that's fine. And then you, Emmanuel, Wild-Eyed, and I believe that's it, and we're ready to fight. Go. Alright, Throg, don't you run, buddy. Our army's at half health, technically. You should be very willing to fight. Yes, indeed, you are. A Pyrrhic victory. I mean, he does have mammoths, and he does have skin wolves, but, well... Let's show him what we got, shall we?
For Sylvania!
Ah yes, for Sylvania, and finally Throg's got some decent troops. 3 mammoths and a bunch of werekin, plus of course Throg himself, whose stats are pretty damn solid, 72 and 87, though his armor is only at 60, plus he'll have troll regeneration, and let's see, the Wintertooth Crown is unbreakable for nearby allies, that's nice. Copious Bobbit doesn't really help if he can't, if he's stuck in melee as well, does it? Nah, we'll see. I mean, to be perfectly honest, we'll see how many kills they can get, which I expect to be very, very few. Let's be real here, and... Are these guys underwater? What? Well, I guess these are Marauder Hunters, so that's one way to get the enemy not to notice you, just literally sit underwater forever. That's pretty funny. I didn't know that that was possible, but now that I think about it, yeah, makes sense. Look at them, hiding in the water. Seems like a terrible idea. But anyway, here we go. We're gonna start on those mammoths, and once again what I was saying was I don't expect the enemy has anything like a chance. Certainly nothing like with the battle between Rod and Throt just before, because how are they going to kill any of our Death Star units, our elites? I have no idea. What I do have an idea of is we want Vlad to be dueling Throg a little bit so these two can duke it out. Throg already requesting some help from some Marauder horsemen who are getting in the way and getting between him and Vlad. We also have our Vargulfs hitting the enemy mammoths, as well as the rest of our Death Star who have basically killed one of those mammoths already, really quite quick. We've also waited for the enemy to move their skin wolves in, which means that once they're committed, we're going to hit them in the back with the Blood Knights and the Flyers, all hopefully at the same time. Although we can commit the Flyers elsewhere as well. The Blood Knights should be able to take care. Down goes the Mammoth, and here comes the Terrorgeist to add some of that anti-large to all this, and there we are. Blood Knights and Flyers hitting all those werewolves in the back, or skin wolves rather, we don't say werewolves. Beautiful. Now those guys are all trapped against our Mortis Engine and the main parts of our Death Star, and they're getting absolutely destroyed already, while our units are completely unharmed. Third Mammoth, I believe. Actually, second and third mammoth are still alive, the first one down, but I do imagine they'll fall shortly. Vlad and Throg unfortunately got a little bit separated by zombies and by other units, but I'm sure they'll get to each other eventually, as neither side here has anything that could stand up to the lords. Vlad's gonna summon a few more zombies just to distract enemies and prevent them from getting in the way of his duel, though. Man, Throg's a big boy, but he's certainly not knocking Vlad around. I can see some staggers, but it looks like Vlad has upgraded mass, because he's definitely not being sent flying. Although I suppose he's not encountering any charges. Otherwise, the zombies are now starting to overwhelm the enemy, or at least tie them up over on this side, and this is part of the plan, as we want to tie up as many enemy units as possible so that we can cast a Pit of Shades on top of them. Obviously, in the background, all of our flyers and fast-moving units are ripping additional units apart here. The Marauder Horsemen getting chased down by both our units of Dire Doggos, or perhaps a little bit much, and just the Dire Pack would have sufficed. But otherwise, we got to remember that the Flyers and the non-single entities are still hurt because of the attrition. If these armies had been a little bit more separate, I would have sent the... oh, here comes a Pit of Shades. I would have sent the Terrorgeist to fight the Mammoth one-on-one, just out of curiosity as to who would have won. And there we go. The zombies have done their job. They've tied up the enemy. Throg is getting hit with a Spirit Leech from our Necromancer, as he has the Bound spell. And then the Pit of Shades is going to start destroying all the units that were distracted by those zombies. In fact, the enemy is going to cast a Searing Doom right on top of that Pit of Shades. Sure, they'll kill a few zombies, a few summoned zombies at that, but, well, let's just say they're hurting their army a lot more. Also, let's check back on the duel here. Throg is scared. That's what Throg is. He's terrified, in fact, and he's nearly at half HP, while Vlad has taken a tiny, tiny bit, and we don't see his healing cap as yet, so it looks like he'll be just fine. He's got way too much healing prowess for this to be a concern, and I can see why Throg would be a little bit afraid of that. Plus, unlike other trolls, Throg is probably intelligent enough to know that, nope, this is not a fight he wants any part of. And there we go, just like that, the entire enemy army collapses. A really quick battle, but what do we expect? This is Vlad's army, after all. It has the best of stuff. It has 2 Forbidden Rods and 2 Black Periapts, and we have a lot of lures available to us as well, so we can cast so much buffs onto the Death Star via Rod of Damnation, Van Hell's Danse Macabre, as well as the Occam's Mind Razor. Plus, on top of all that, we can double debuff the enemy with a combination of the Withering as well as the Soul Blight. So anything that goes around the Death Star is basically doomed. And there we go. Gonna give a little bit of a chase to Throg, though... and I just realized, and I'll talk about this in 2 minutes after the battle is over, I decided not to kill him, because I thought that we could send our other lord, Roderick, to kill him and thereby get the defeat trait. But I just remembered that there is a Sarl army nearby, and it's unlikely that he can hit both. You know what? We'll double check right after this. But otherwise, we've kept him alive, just sending Vlad to chase him down a little bit, because I found it funny, while the rest of the units basically tore apart the rest of his army. And there we are, decisive victory. I don't imagine there's going to be too many losses here. Alrighty, 0 losses. Poor Throg got pretty thoroughly trounced there. We are going to... once again, it's a decent amount of cash, but... well, while we can heal nearby, we can't heal anymore because I think Vlad's out of movement range, or movement points, so we're going to heal a little bit. Throg remains alive, but that was on purpose. Well, I want to see if we can reach him with Roderick. Depending on what the defeat trait is. Weapon strength plus 3, but it's not that great. I mean, it's okay, but it's not that great. Although, I don't know, a little bit of extra weapon strength couldn't hurt. Meh. Definitely meh. You can go into March stance, but there's no need. I think we just have to use you to attack the Tower of Crack next turn, and we'll heal up there just by virtue of taking it over for ourselves. Too bad it's not tier 5, but we'll deal with it. Now, Roderick, you can indeed go after and kill Throg for good, but that would mean leaving Hamathane Frost by himself. I think we don't do that, because then he'll kill Zoishank, and I'd really love to keep our little vassal here. Oh, they're probably also not going to like all the various types of corruption. Hopefully they don't get killed by rebellions, but I foresee protecting them for a while, but screw it, we'll build our own Kislev with blackjack and vampires, etc. Anyway, unfortunately with that, we're out of time. I have no idea how long this episode will run because there were 2 cinematic battles, so I am going to call it here, but hopefully it's roughly on time. Next time, we will begin the episode by doing a little bit of admin and then moving into the battle of Bathilda versus this Dwarven stack, which looks like a pretty fun fight for her as well. And then we'll continue figuring out what we want to do with Rudy, but if this ambush doesn't work again, we're just going to attack Argalis, because who knows when Orion will move. I give up on waiting for that, and then we'll just move on down to take Sartosa. I'm going to keep trying to get that relationship growth with the followers of Nagash as well, and while we're here, let's just get that non-aggression back. Keep being friendly with them as they are a potential ally later down the line. And then lots and lots and lots more fights up north here, which is another reason to potentially get another army, but let's build up what we currently have a little bit first. I don't want to drop too low in terms of our income, plus a few of the armies that we currently have still need a little bit of a retrofit. Roderick's isn't complete as it is, and it will get stronger and thus more expensive as we go, and then same goes for a couple of other armies as well. So anyway, stay tuned for more battles. Lots of war now happening as we're fighting on nearly every side of our borders here, and it's just a matter of time before there's probably war here and here as well, and probably against the York. So we will eventually be beset on all sides, and truly like the Empires. So stay tuned for all that. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.